The DBU Patriots and Liberty Flames find themselves in the heat of the race for a Conference USA title with 2 weekends left in the regular season. Tonight in Dallas, DBU's Ryan Johnson needs just 8 strikeouts to make program history, while Liberty's Cole Hertzler comes in tonight with the second most strikeouts in the league. Runs could be at a premium with 2 of the nation's top arms on the mound in Game 1 between the Patriots and the Flames. And hello, everybody. Alongside Brendan Smith, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe. Game 1 of a 3-game series. Patriots coming off a huge win on Tuesday over UT Arlington. It was a game that they led 6-2 into the late innings, got away from them a little bit, but Tom Poole came up big in the ninth.
Yeah, he didn't waste any time either, did he? First pitch of the 9th inning, left-on-left matchup, and Tom ends the game. His second home run of the night, the 4th Patriots walk-off of the season. And it is just another hit in what has been a fantastic month or so stretch for Tom Poole. He's hitting close to 500 over his last 13 ball games, and he's just the most recent to be scorching hot. It was a game the Patriots absolutely needed and sets them up for a big matchup here against Liberty.
Yeah, it's a huge weekend series. This is a Liberty team that 3-game win streak, big win over Virginia Tech on Wednesday, and they had some magical moments last weekend as well.
They did. They're a team that comes in under 500 overall, but they're 4th place in the conference, and they have some fight. How about their walk-off against FIU? That ends the series. An error ties it, but Todd Hudson with the walk-off single. Not only that, Hudson was the winning pitcher, going 2+ on the mound. It's a Liberty team that was picked to finish second. Still have a chance at the top of that conference if they can finish strong.
Now, DBU's just 1 game out of first place in Conference USA and a game up on Liberty. The Patriots and the Flames get ready to go in Game 1 when we return. That is a beautiful night for college baseball in the Metroplex. 79 degrees here in Dallas on this Friday under mostly blue skies. Take a look at Liberty's starting lineup tonight. Looks like this. Kane Kepley at the top of the order is a true threat. Center fielder hitting at .350, leads the club in average. Also in stolen bases with 19. Aiden Sweat will hit second. The second baseman at .311. And then Braden Horton. You got the top 3 hitters in this Flames order. Horton hits at .310 in left field. And Simmons, the cleanup man. McCadden dies. The catcher hits 5th. And Raven and Wright. Hudson's the DH. And Foster and Marsh will wind up the order for the Flames. And taking the hill tonight for DBU and on the brink of making program history, it's right-hander Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson, a man at this point that really doesn't need an introduction. You see the strikeout numbers, you see the overall ERA, the lack of walks. Everything has come of aces for Ryan Johnson this year. And that history that we are looking at right now, 8 away is Ryan Johnson from not only breaking the DBU single-season strikeout record, but those 8 strikeouts would also make him the first Patriot to ever get to 300 strikeouts. RJ has been brilliant all season long, and hoping that continues in what could be a historic day.
Well, the Patriots are in the midst of an 8-game homestand. They close out their home schedule here this weekend. They're 4-1 on this current homestand. And for DBU and Liberty, this is the first time these 2 programs have met. Patriots last year joined Conference USA, first year in the league, won the regular season title. Liberty's in their first season coming over from the Atlantic Sun Conference. These 2 teams right here have combined for 17 trips to the NCAA postseason since '08. So here we go on this Friday night. Ryan Johnson against Kane Kepley. You got a slight breeze out of the northeast tonight. It's blowing in from center field. The first pitch is off the outside corner for a ball. It's a 3-man umpire crew. Mike Mazza behind home plate. Vincent Kreitzer at first and Augustus Griffin at third. 1-0 outside. Kepley's the guy you've got to keep off the base pass. 19 stolen bases, most in the league. Highest on base percentage in the league at .487. And also tops on the team in walks with 39. And RJ has uncharacteristically gone to a 3-0 count.
Yeah, only 10 walks all year, and especially to come out of the gates, throwing 3 out of the strike zone.
His 3-0 finds the zone.
And this lineup that you're talking about, they really put their top 2 hitters 1 and 2, and that's what really gets their offense going.
Kepley gets on with a walk. It's the leadoff man at first base, and Kepley, leader in the league in stolen bases. You'll keep an eye on him.
As Aiden Sweat comes to the plate, here's the defense behind Ryan Johnson, Ethan Mann, Nathan Humphreys, Alex Pendergast in the outfield. Tatalo, Hefner, Santo, Kraus, and Jay. That is the familiar infield, and Ryan Johnson on the mound.
Here's Aiden Sweat. Got to think small ball when he's at the plate. A team high 5 sacrifice bunts. DeTalo's in at third. Good lead at first base. And the first pitch hit him. Boy, RJ has walked the leadoff man, hit the next batter. And this is most uncharacteristic start of 2024 here for RJ. That is the 10th batter that he's hit this year.
Yeah, RJ got into a little bit of trouble in the 4th inning last week when he hit a couple of batters, but that was after he had retired the first 9 that he had faced. So in some trouble early because of his lack of control.
It's Braden Horton. And here comes Kel Johnson out of the dugout.
No, they're gonna have Trainer come out too, and Hannah Davis is gonna take a look at RJ.
Yeah, Hannah Davis, team trainer, out. Kel's the first one to arrive there. A Patriot ace of this staff, who has in his 13th start of the year and has logged 84 plus innings.
You can read his lips there. He said, "I don't feel anything. I'm good. I'm good." So I guess he was able to convince Coach Hefner, Coach Kel Johnson.
Let's see what RJ's got right here. First and second, nobody out. Braden Horton to the plate. Precarious spot for RJ. Facing Horton, who leads the team in home runs with 10 to go along with a .310 average. High and away at 92. Well, Ryan Johnson arrived at DBU in 2022, his freshman season. Grew up nearby Red Oak. Guy that started his college career in the bullpen, quickly inserted into that weekend rotation. He's fallen behind here to Horton at 2-0.
One that might have been called a strike if Grant would have been able to squeeze it just a little low below the zone for Mike Matza.
2-0 to Horton. There's a strike, top of the zone. Fastball right now is at about 92. Typically he lives in the mid-90s. Wipeout slider to go along with the cutter, which has been so effective against lefties this year. 2-1 is foul back. That pitch at 88, so took something off of it. Might tell you more of the cutter there to the left.
Sometimes your guess is good as ours, as good as whoever's at the plate. Be a good time to dial that up right here.
Infield at double play depth. Hefner's right behind the bag at second, and this is hit high in the air down that right field line. Long run here for Pendergast, looking for that bullpen as he goes nearly feet first over that padded wall down the right field line.
And he's mad at himself, but not a whole lot more he could have done unless he just goes Cole Moore over that right field fence.
So at 2-2. RJ's rolled 6 double play balls this year. He's been much more of a ground ball pitcher. He gets the strikeout, first of the night against Braden Horton. And again, off speed, that 80 miles per hour from Johnson would tell you the changeup.
It stays up and away. Big time strikeout there for Ryan Johnson.
So the strikeout watch is on. You talk about it, the number to look at tonight, 8 strikeouts. There's his first. Trying to reach 137 in the regular season would be the new record. There's strike one to John Simmons. Right now it's a lot of off speed here from RJ. Simmons in the cleanup spot. He's one of 4 lefties in the lineup tonight for Scott Jackson's club. Young sophomore has been in the starting lineup for the Flames since mid-April. Hit just .220 as a freshman last year, but numbers really beginning to skyrocket now that he's in that lineup every day as he fouls this back. 1-2 is RJ's really abandoned the fastball. Walked the leadoff man, hit the next batter in Simmons. At the strikeout of Horton, now the 1-2 to Simmons. Down and away.
And Velo topping out at 92, and it feels like there's some of these sliders too. It almost it looks like the change was like the slider didn't have a ton of bite to it right now.
Struck him out. Pulled the string again. Maybe it's more off speed, I think, than we've seen.
Maybe that is the changeup. He's hadn't gone to it a ton. Yeah, the trajectory there just would tell you the change. Yeah.
Which is something we've not seen a whole lot of at all this year.
This makes you wonder just kind of what RJ's feeling right now, going with the secondary stuff in terms of just doesn't maybe feel like he has the right feel for the fastball right now.
McAdam at the plate. Well, the plus pitch for RJ is that sweeper, the slider that the fastball sets up. It is elite. Working here against McAdam, a 293 hitter. 1-0, backed him up. To tell you how elite that pitch is, the slider for Ryan Johnson, which typically to right-handers ends up outside the strike zone, his chase rate is 35%, which is the total swings at pitches outside the zone. This is sliced foul. And the Division I average is 22% on a chase rate. For RJ, it's 35. So he'll spin that slider off that outside corner, and it's a lot of chase. Now let's see if what he's got in mind here at 1-2. Chance to strike out the side after getting in trouble early. Popped up. Jay gives it a look, gets out of play.
Went, I think, to that slider. It's got such late break, so it can tunnel just perfectly with the heater.
Great speed on the base pass. Kepley at second can score on a base hit. Sweat over at first, huge lead. The 1-2. There's the slider down and away.
And for whatever reason, he doesn't seem to have the best feel for that pitch, especially when he's trying to get that swing and a miss down and away. He's been able to throw a couple for strikes, but trouble burying it.
Laboring in the first, 21 pitches already for Johnson. His 2-2 on a line. Pendergast started in, now back. He's got it in his tracks. Let's see if RJ can settle in now. A couple of strikeouts. He gets the line out after getting into a difficult spot. We go to the bottom of the first. Liberty nothing. DBU's coming up. Bottom of the first after Ryan Johnson dances around a couple of hitters that get on the first two batters there in that top of the first, so no score. Bottom of the first, let's take a look at Dan Hefner's lineup. For the Pats, looks like this. Michael Detallo's in the leadoff spot at third base. Chayton Krause will hit second. Tom Poole, the hero on Tuesday with the walk-off home run. See what he's done over the last 10 games, hitting at .485. Then it's Santos in the cleanup spot, Ethan Mann and Grant J. A lot of power there at 5-6. Hefner, the shortstop, then Pendergast and Humphreys winds up the order for DBU. We're going to see a veteran junior right-hander tonight in Cole Hertzler.
Cole Hertzler out of Bartow, Pennsylvania gets the start here on the Friday night against the Patriots. 5-5 with a .487 ERA. Good strikeout numbers, 75 of them in 64 2/3. He's only walked 25 batters. For Hertzler, he stands 6'4", 235 pounds. And the junior features a mid-90s fastball, a slider that he will fancy as his put-away pitch to both lefties and righties. He can also throw the changeup as well. So it's Cole Hertzler, a talented righty, who gets the baseball here in Game 1 for the Flames.
Detallo to start us off to begin the bottom of the first inning. It's a Patriots team that all of a sudden offensively getting back to the team that we saw the first couple of months of the year. They had their the walk-off win on Tuesday over UTA. They're averaging just over 10 runs per game in their last 6 games. First pitch fastball at 93 from Hertzler for a strike. "16-game hit streak for Dottie as he watches right down Maine at 95. Hertzler's been in that Friday night roll for Liberty since opening day. It's a high, slow chopper. This is going to be tough. Marsh stayed back on it. Close play at the bag, and Vincent Kreitzer calls him out. Bang, bang over at first base, but out by a half a step.
And not an easy play for Simmons, staring into the face of the sun over there at first. Here's the rest of the defense for the Flames. Braden Horton, Kane Kepley, as well as Noah Rabin in the outfield. Cam Foster, Tanner Marsh on the left side. Aiden Sweat, John Simmons on the right. McCadden Dye is your catcher.
First pitch, in and out of the glove of Foster. He's got it, though. Kraus thrown out. 2 up, 2 down quickly here in the Patriots' first. Well, Hertzler was a guy that was in the back end of the bullpen last year for Liberty. He's found himself in that Friday night role. You should take a look at that play by Foster. They've had some fielding woes this year, especially on the left side of the diamond. You got 58 errors, but a whole bunch between Marsh and Foster.
And both of them tested immediately. Marsh, the shortstop, leads the team with 19. Foster, second on the team with 14, but they both made plays here to begin the bottom of the first.
Tom Poole now. Outside of Michael DeTalo in that 16-game hit streak, this is your hottest hitter in the Patriot lineup. Walk-off home run on Tuesday against UTA. Guy that's hitting .461 over the last 13 ball games. And 5 of his 6 home runs have come in the last 6 games. Here he takes a strike. In fact, the Patriots as a team, you're starting to see a recent power surge. 18 home runs for the Patriots in their last 7 games since that road trip to FIU. 2-1's low. Seemed
to be hopefully a get-right series out there in Miami.
Big sweep of FIU. It came home last weekend. This pitch skips in. Poole is on with a walk. DBU's got the man on with Miguel Santos coming up. Yeah, you sweep FIU, you get the win over SFA, and then 2 of 3 last weekend against Jacksonville State. 3 one-run ball games. In fact, you've played, what, 4 straight one-run games with that 7-6 win over UTA on Tuesday.
It's one-run games, though, where you've had a lead and had to hold on late. Feels a little bit different than if you're having to come back or if it's maybe big haymakers back and forth, but it's been late innings where the Patriots let Jacksonville State and then UTA crawl back in at the last 4 ball games.
Here's Miguel Santos, senior from Fort Worth. 170th consecutive start for Miggy. Moves into a tie tonight with Jamison Hanna, Ryan Enos, and Drew Holder. Those are Patriot legends. For the 10th most starts in the program's D1 era, and here he rips it down the line in right, pulls off to the races. Will he get the green light? Here he comes around third. The throw is cut off. It's a 2-out run-scoring double for Miggy. Pats lead 1-0 here in the first.
Well, a beautiful piece of the opposite field hitting first by Santos. He hit that 104 miles an hour, but here's how Poole was able to score. This throw in right goes to the wrong cutoff man. It goes as if they're trying to cut down Santos going to third instead of hitting Sweat, who was lined up trying to gun down Tom Poole at the plate. So no play. Patriots have that 1-0 lead.
Here's Ethan Mann now. So a 2-out rally here for DBU. Quickly, 2 are retired on just 3 pitches. Poole got the walk, Santos the double. It's Miggy's 9th of the year, 43rd RBI, and now the ball and a strike to Mann. Well, speaking of doubles, Mann with 20. It's 11th most in college baseball. A career high in doubles for Patriot redshirt senior, transfer from New Mexico State. Swings and misses at this pitch outside. They put 3 on the left side of the infield. Bring the second baseman and Sweat over to the left of second.
There's that plus slider from Hertzler. Really good pitch to go along with the fastball that we've seen get up to 95 so far in this first inning.
Close.
That is real close.
Call the ball.
And that's more of a curveball as opposed to the wipeout slider.
Miggy can run at second. Base hit could score him. The 2-2 is bounced. 3-2. Grant J would be next. Hertzler's payoff. Hammered center field. Going to hang up, though, for Kepley. He's got it. It comes down, and there is out number 3. Patriots do get a run. The double by Santos. This one down the line and right. Scores Tom Poole all the way from first. 1-0 DBU as we head to the second. Dominic Campbell was one of the all-time greats to ever put on a Patriots uniform and take the mound. The right-hander out of Chandler, Arizona, pitched for 2 years at DBU. He set the program's single-season strikeout record, 136 back in 2021. He was the ace of that Patriots pitching staff. DBU team that was just 1 win away from the College World Series. Dom was a third-round pick of the New York Mets. That memorable 2021 season. 1 step away from the big leagues now at AAA. And you're looking at a guy in Ryan Johnson who's got Dominic Campbell in his sights tonight.
When you think about Dom and you think about RJ, personalities are polar opposites, but there's a lot of similarities just in terms of the fact that can throw 3, 4, maybe even more pitches at any time, and they're 2 guys that are going to compete their tails off and about as fiery as you can get on the mound. And it's always fun when you've got that on a Friday.
First pitch to Noah Rabin is fouled. Rabin, the right fielder for the Flames. Transfer here from University of South Carolina upstate. It took that one off the front foot. He's a rangy 6'3", 195. Taps that foul on the slide. Johnson needed 23 pitches to get through the first. Battle, though, after letting the first 2 reach on a walk and a hit batter. The 0-2. Struck him out. Slider there at 81 by RJ, and he's got 3 punch-outs now.
And just going off of velocity, I think he set up this slider with the cutter. And that's the best slider we had seen him throw. After a couple of them backed up. In fact, the first one he threw backed up on him enough where he was able to get the strikeout.
On the first pitch, breaking ball to Todd Hudson is there for a strike. So you really see that he's kind of almost abandoned that fastball other than the cutter. Backdoor slider to Hudson, 0-2 down.
Yeah, and when he becomes so dangerous, because if he has one that's not working, he's got a few more he can go with.
Downstairs to Hudson.
And he's trying to find a rhythm. You can see it. He always does, but it almost seems to be picked up another notch right now.
1-1 outside. There's a fastball there at 93.
Just keep your eyes on how quickly he gets right back on the mound.
That pitch clock is at 18 when he throws that pitch. Slow bouncer to Krause. He's got it, an easy play. It's 5 in a row retired since he hit Aiden Sweat with the first pitch of his at-bat. So battling now, and with 2 gone, Cam Foster's coming up.
Now batting number 5, third baseman Cam Foster.
You see RJ, this is when he's trying to find the rhythm. Walking around and then takes a long walk from almost to second base up the back of the mound. And then he locks in.
Cam Foster fouls it back. And that's the most velocity we've seen tonight on the fastball at 94. 3-year starter here in Foster, junior out of Douglasville, Georgia. Guy that had a slow start to the year, was hitting just a $190 on March 16th. He's hitting .310 over the last 30 games. Dangerous hitter in the number 8 spot. Ball and 2 strikes. Johnson trying to go 1-2-3 in the second. Here's his 1-2. Struck him out. Slider off the outside corner, and Foster fans, 4 punch-outs now for Johnson through 2 innings. He's starting to get into a groove and feel it. The fist pump from RJ as we go to the bottom of the second with the Pats up 1-0. Georgia and South Carolina opened their series last night at Founders Park in Columbia, and the Bulldogs' Charlie Condon's at it again. He made history with this blast. It was his 34th home run of the year, setting a new single-season record for home runs in the BB Corps era. It is absolutely baffling to see what Charlie Condon is doing. Just his 2nd season of college baseball. He's got that Georgia team on a roll right now, and Condon etches his name in college baseball history.
Type of numbers that you put up where it's like, all right, hey, you need to up the difficulty a little bit because what you're doing, it's too easy. And it's every single day he feels like he is adding to that, and just such a complete hitter and a guy that could very easily be the 1-1 taken in the draft.
Well, the Patriots have got themselves a big-time slugger right here as well. Grant Jay. And right now, before Jay steps in, we'll pause for a moment. It's the playing of taps at the DFW National Cemetery. Picture perfect night at the ballpark, and 7 o'clock each evening. If you haven't joined us, seeing a game here at Horner Ballpark for the first time, the DFW National Cemetery just beyond the outfield wall here at the ballpark. 7 o'clock each night, the playing of taps. And everybody stands and rises, and now we're ready to go. The bottom of the second as Grant Jay steps in. 16 home runs for Jay on the year to go along with a .293 average. And he watched the first pitch skip in for ball one. Jay closing in on 50 RBIs at 46 coming in tonight. 1-0's on the corner. Hertzler retired the first two, then ran into trouble. In the first, the walk to Tom pulled in the double by Santos as Jay cannot hold. You can tell he's frustrated with himself. There's the slider from Hertzler.
That's a bad feeling for Grant. Tried to hold up.
0-2, and he comes back to another breaking ball. But that one just dives down away, and that's the first strikeout tonight for Hertzler.
Yeah, that's righties and lefties. That's the go-to as the put-away pitch. That's his best pitch. And you saw two of them there back-to-back that were really impressive.
Here's a look at that 40 home run club. We talked about Charlie Condon just a moment ago, the home runs. Come back to this graphic here in just a moment. Hefner takes there for a strike. 34 home runs. Look at the company that he's chasing in college baseball history. These are guys that did that outside of the BB core era. Pete Incaviglia, 48 home runs at Oklahoma State in '85. That's Jeff Ledbetter at Florida State, who had 42. Then Lance Berkman at Rice, 41 in 1997. And Brandon Larson was the LSU, hit 40 in '97. Four guys in the 40 home run club in college baseball. They're swinging a different bat than what Charlie Condon is.
Yeah, they're swinging trampoline bats, and it's evened out a little bit, but yeah, I'd love to see someone get to 40. It almost at times felt like a number that was untouchable.
As if a guy got to 20 home runs, it's such a big deal in this era. As Hefner fans on high heat at 95. We just saw Grant Jay a moment ago lead off this inning. Just take a look at Hefner missing that high fastball right there. Grant Jay led the team in home runs last year and very well could set the home run record at DBU in his career. Said that Grant hit 21 last year, and that was a feat.
Yeah.
Condon's at 34. We've still got 2 weeks left to go in the regular season. There's a strike to AP.
Jack Caglione hit 33 last year. And then that one's immediately broken, so that record lasted for a year as Condon comes along.
Chop foul off the foot of Pendergast.
Surprised guys like Chris Bryant didn't come close to that number. Of course, he might. I don't know what he topped out at. I think it probably was upper 20s, but hitters like that.
Nothing in two here. Hertzler trying to go 1-2-3. Pop foul. This will get out of play. Alex Pendergast back in the lineup tonight after a day off on Tuesday against UTA. This guy's been hot here lately. Average back on the rise. He'd been the team's starting right fielder to begin the season, first month or so. Had an RBI triple in the 5th inning against Jacksonville State that proved to be the game winner on Sunday. And in the midst of a 5-game hit streak right now. So here's Hertzler's 1-2 outside. And Hertzler's a guy who's been scuffling lately. Last 3 starts, 16 runs that he's given up in 16 1/3 innings. But you can see how special his stuff is. That slider tonight, you can tell it is an elite pitch. Off speed right there to Pendergast. Hertzler gets the strikeout, and it's a 1-2-3 frame. We've got a great Friday night duel going right here. Ryan Johnson, Cole Hertzler. It's 1-0 Pats going to the third.
Sun is setting here at Horner Ballpark. Temperature in the upper 70s. It is an extremely comfortable evening as Ryan Johnson on the mound. He has struck out 4, which means he's 4 away from history. From picking up 300 and becoming the single season strikeout king for DBU. He's already the all-time strikeout leader. He's at 296 right now. He will face Tanner Marsh, then the top of the order. Kane Kepley and Aiden Sweat. As the number 9 hitting Marsh will take for ball 1. Marsh, a 287 hitter. But at the bottom of this order, leads the team with 15 doubles. Deep in the hole, it's short. Luke Hefner, that's a great play, but Marsh able to beat it out. That is some range from Luke Hefner. But an infield base hit here for Marsh.
That is unbelievable. Not only range, but how about the arm strength to make that throw right there with his momentum taking him towards the left field line in one motion, and he nearly got Marsh. I think you're looking at a guy right there that very well could be in line for a Defensive Player of the Year in the league. I think you got 2 of them on this team, and him and Chayton Krause.
Yeah, 2 guys that have played brilliant defense. 5 errors up the middle for Luke Hefner and Miguel Santos. That is a huge number. And I mean that, I guess, not a huge number is what I should have said. There's strike 2. And yeah, Chayton Krause over there at first base has not committed an error. Someone who was your your third baseman beginning of the year, then moved over to first. 0-2 to Kepley. Just low. Well, that is really close to the bottom of the zone, but nothing doing there for Ryan Johnson at 1-2. It's Kepley who walked his first time up to lead off the ball game. Pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. RJ second in the nation in strikeouts with 133. Lofted to right center field. Easy play for Nathan Humphreys, your reigning Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year. As there's one away, and he didn't make the quote-unquote highlight reel play on Tuesday, but I thought he played as good of center field as we've seen him play this season, just getting to balls in the gap and not letting anything fall yesterday, or on Tuesday.
He made 3 run-saving type plays. And you're right, not ones that you might necessarily put on a highlight reel, but they were the difference in the ballgame.
Here's Aiden Sweat. Popped it up, first pitch. Chayton Krause hoping he has room. At the last minute, that ball took off on him, and Chayton, he went hip first into that padded wall.
And maybe if it's not for the netting, I'm looking at that too. If that hit off the net, if that's not there, he may have a chance at this. Looked like it caromed off of the net as he hits his padded wall pretty firm.
Yeah, he may have had a chance, but the net takes that opportunity away. Now 0-1 to Sweat, who was hit by a pitch back in the first, nearly hit there. As RJ had allowed the first 2 to reach, a walk and a hit batsman. Then it retired the last 6 before the infield single. Off the bat of Tanner Marsh. Ground ball just foul down the third base line. Now a ball and 2 strikes to Aiden Sweat. Originally out of Florida, transfer from University of North Florida. Patriots, one time they traveled to North Florida in the recent history. That was back in the 2017 season. 1-2, runner bluffs, and this one skied to shallow center. Humphreys going out, and it's actually going to be Luke Hefner who is there to make the catch. So Sweat is gone, and there's 2 down for Braden Horton.
Number 2,
4 strikeouts for RJ, the 1 base hit. And trying to get Braden Horton here, who he got swinging on a slider back in the 1st inning. 1-0 Patriots here in the top of the 3rd. Shift is on against Horton. There's strike 1. Now, Liberty, 3 straight wins coming in this weekend. 4 games under 500 overall, but 4 games over 500 in conference, and it's good for 4th place. 1 ball and 1 strike to Horton. It's a big weekend around the conference as DBU and Liberty, the Patriots tied for 2nd right now, and the other team tied for 2nd, Louisiana Tech. They're taking on Western Kentucky. It's Western Kentucky who leads the conference by a game. So early on, it's the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky who have a 6-2 lead. I'm not sure it matters who wins that series if you're a Patriot fan. You just want one team to at least get 1.
Yeah.
No sweeps.
Yeah, can't afford a sweep. Western Kentucky, who has that 1-game lead coming this weekend, if they were to sweep, that really gives them some distance there. What a job Mark Reardon is doing. And a team built around probably the most deep pitching staff in the conference.
Yeah, they're pretty complete from starting rotation all the way to the back of the bullpen.
Not a team that's necessarily going to wow you offensively. They'll play a lot of small ball, put pressure on you, but boy, yeah, from the rotation to the guys in the pen, as complete a pitching staff as there is.
Now 3-2 to Braden Horton. Mason Burns, haven't looked at the save numbers recently, but him and Ethan Bates of Louisiana Tech had been fighting for nation's lead in that category. And RJ here at 3-2, trying to strand a man at first base. Payoff pitch. We'll see it again. As RJ is up at 51 pitches. He had a much-needed quick outing or quick inning in the 2nd. After 23 pitches in the 1st, it was only 12 in the 2nd. He has thrown 17, and here comes pitch number 18 of the 3rd inning. Got Horton with a slider back in the 1st. And he gets him to pop up on the slider here. So an 8th pitch in this at-bat will come to Horton. He's swinging it well. Overall, the average still over 300, but he's got a hit in 9 of his last 10. After a slow start to the year, he's been rather consistent for the last 6 weeks. Runner goes at the 3-2 pitch, and it's hit pretty well to center field. Humphreys gives a check of the wall, and he's got plenty of room. He'll make the catch, and Ryan Johnson's gone 3 complete. Leadoff infield base hit from Tanner Martin. That's it. Going to the bottom of the 3rd. Patriots up. One 0 Patriots, who sit 1 game out of first place in Conference USA. Just told you about Western Kentucky and Liberty. Louisiana Tech, you see Liberty. It's turned into that 14 chase for the top seed in the Conference USA tournament coming up pretty quickly. Hard to believe we're getting to that time of year.
That's going to be a deep field, too. Yeah, there's an intrigue at the top and the bottom. Middle Tennessee, Jacksonville State playing this weekend. And I think a really complete conference. There's not a pushover in this league. Even now at the bottom of that league, Sam Houston's underachieved. That's a team that could get hot, though, come tournament time. New Mexico State's got a lot of firepower in that offense. FIU's under Rich Whitten in his 2nd year, done a great job. So it's going to be a lot of fun in 2 weeks in Ruston, Louisiana.
Here's Nathan Humphreys. Scalds this baseball to short, but right at the shortstop and Marsh. Humphreys is gone. Little 106 off the bat, but Nothing but out number 1.
You can live with that with a guy that's struggling right now. That's a good sign. Good swing right there for the lefty.
Here's Michael Detallo, grounded out his first time. Working on that 16-game hit streak, and we were talking before the game, it feels like there's a different Patriot that's leading the team in hitting every time you start filling out a score sheet, and today that honor belongs to Michael Detallo. Came in at 355. He's at 353 right now. Ethan Mann came in at 346, but there's a swing and a miss by Dottie. So Hertzler seems to have found a groove since the double from Miguel Santos that made it 1-0.
Well, you're watching two special arms tonight, Ryan Johnson and Cole Hertzler. RJ probably gets the headlines with the 129 strikeouts coming in tonight. Hertzler's behind him, second in the league, came in with 75, just to tell you the separation. But you can see how this is an elite arm.
Chayton Krause grounded out his first time up. That fastball has, I guess that wasn't the fastball, but that was the off speed there at 87. But the fastball's been so good for Hertzler today. There it is at 94, just misses.
It's been up to 95. Wipeout slider. Big, strong kid at 6'4", 235.
Yeah, he hasn't just flashed 95. He's consistently gotten to that number as Krause goes the opposite way. That'll drift out of play. And had a lot of carry to it. Krause has some serious opposite field pop in that frame of his. As Hertzler trying to go 1-2-3 for the second straight inning. He may just do that. Ground ball to short, and the inning is over. So Hertzler's retired 7 in a row since the RBI double from Miguel Santos. 1-0. We're going to the 4th. Ryan Johnson getting set on the mound for inning number 4. It's 1-0. DBU and Liberty, first ever meeting between these two programs. I want to call them mid-majors. They've been two of the best across the country. It's Ryan Johnson getting ready to climb the back of that hill, and we're ready to go here in the top of inning number 4. Start with John Simmons, who struck out his first time up. RJ gets him to foul straight back here at 0-1. 55 pitches now for Ryan Johnson, who went just 5 innings against Jacksonville State last week. This ball's hit hard down the right field line. Alex Pendergast on his horse. He's got it. Maybe just a tick out in front was Simmons. And there is out number 1. No, but RJ just went 5 innings. He finished with 11 strikeouts in those 5 innings. But Patriots had a sizable lead. And I think smartly, hey, let's take our foot off the gas just for RJ. Tried to save some of those bullets for the postseason, and luckily the DBU held on, but it kind of changed the ball game a little bit. But it had been 6 consecutive games where RJ threw over 100 pitches, including 115, a season high against La Tech. It's 2 balls and no strikes to die.
You know, Dan Hefner and the coaching staff always do such a great job of managing their pitchers, great care of the arms. Not going to tax anybody. I mean, you're talking about the 6 straight 100 pitch games for RJ, but you'll see guys up in the 125, 130. That really can begin to put some stress on. But that hadn't seemed to have been the case with RJ. Even 100 plus, he's been pretty efficient.
Well, Dye the other way hits this one into right field. So Dye has got a base hit with 1 away. It's the second hit of the day for the Flames. Just the 3rd hit for both sides combined.
Number 17, right fielder, Noah.
Not the hardest hit baseball, but for McCadden Dye, he's got a 7-game hit streak and a man on for Noah Rabin. A Division I transfer from USC Upstate. Rabin in his grad senior season. Struck out back in that second inning. RJ had 4 strikeouts through 2. Has not had a strikeout since the second inning. Good slider off the end of the bat, 1-1. Rabin played 141 games at USC Upstate. He was 300 hitter in 2 of those 3 years. In total, for his career, he was a over 300 hitter. Dealt with some injuries last year before transferring. And his best years as a freshman and as a sophomore, all conference both of those years. Most power numbers as a sophomore, he had 8 home runs, 56 RBIs. Ground ball to third, it's off the heel of the glove of Italo, who couldn't find the baseball. Hefner goes and grabs it. It's the second, I guess you could call that an infield single for Liberty this evening.
I see Dottie take a step in right before that ball is hit. That's on him quick. I mean, 93 off the bat. He makes that play, you got a chance to turn 2. Patriots have turned 44 double plays this year. Natalo's been so solid on the hot corner.
Well, here's Todd Hudson. Swing and a miss. Good pitch off speed to begin by Ryan Johnson, but it's Hudson. We featured him in the pregame today, talking about his walk-off. Game 2 of the series against FIU last weekend. But not only that, going 2 1/3 on the mound, and he was the winning pitcher. Rare feat. You're the winning pitcher, you get the walk-off. And a 12-11 win for Liberty. Hudson takes down and away. It's 2-1. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to first base. There's RJ dealing with some traffic for the second time in 4 innings. Grounder to first is foul.
That's been a rarity, too. The ground balls tonight. You have 1 ground ball out. You got 5 in the air. Chance for a double play ball there off of Raven, but this is a guy in RJ that's been much more of a ground ball pitcher this year than he has been fly balls. 70 ground outs opposed to 46 fly balls, but Liberty's been able to get under and elevate that ball tonight.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for RJ. Slider gets Hudson. Wait, I say slider, almost broke the other way.
Yeah. You either say a backdoor slider, or yeah, just maybe that changeup that fades. As a right-hander, a change that fades to a lefty is what it looked like right there at 81. It has been more off-speed stuff and more changeups tonight from Johnson we've seen all year.
Here is Cam Foster. Last hope here in the 4th inning. First and second with 2 away. DBU's lone run came on a 2-out RBI double for Miguel Santos in the first. Ball on a strike to Foster, who struck out his first time up. Foster a bit bigger over there at third base than you normally see, just in terms of height. He stands 6'5", 210. Heads up. Everybody's out of the way. Luckily, that one hit off the netting above the DBU dugout, and I think J.J. Kennett was the closest to taking one off the dome.
Scott Jackson, first-year head coach, talking to Foster. I want you to hear, just completely lost the grip.
See J.J. right there. He's the one that handled it the worst. Look at J.J. He's the only one backing off of the railing.
He's a true freshman.
Yeah, come on.
I'm sure he'll get ribbed pretty good about that one.
Just looking at Foster, he's kind of got a Josh Young vibe to him.
Yeah.
Whereas Young was a shortstop at Texas Tech, now the Rangers' third baseman. There's a swing and a miss, the 1-2 slider. RJ comes back with back-to-back strikeouts to end the 4th. He gets Cam Foster. He's got 6. It's 1-0. Patriot half of the 4th coming up. One nothing the score. Not a ton of offense to speak of today. 4 hits combined, 3 of those from Liberty, 2 of those infield base hits. as DBU will come to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th inning, trying to figure out Cole Hertzler, who has settled in and retired 7 in a row after giving up the RBI double to Miguel Santos. And it will be Tom Poole to lead things off. Poole was the first base runner, as Hertzler going back to work in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brendan Smith, Reagan Ratcliffe with you here on our final Friday night of the regular season at Horner Ballpark. That doesn't seem real.
It's flown by. It seemed like yesterday we were opening up against Southeast Missouri. Always goes so quick.
And I think we say it every year. And it's like, oh, it feels like it's the fastest ever. But yeah, I think you are home so much to start the year. And then you hit the road, and by the time you realize it, it's May. And you've only got 6 games left counting tonight. 6 big games for DBU. A game out of first place in Conference USA. It's Tom Poole looking to play a huge part in the Patriots making a run for a 2nd consecutive regular season title in the conference. Now 3-0. Yeah, his average up over 460 over the last 13 games. He had an 0 for 14 stretch, and he broke out of that a little over a month ago.
Dan Hefner talked with us on Tuesday in the postgame just about Tom making a slight adjustment with his swing. You see the power numbers starting to go up. He's got a short, compact swing, but just that slight adjustment that he made 3 or 4 weeks ago has been all the difference. Wasn't big, and he's always got that kind of that timing mechanism where he's kind of rocking back and forth.
I feel like that was the first big tweak that he made last year. You didn't see it. You maybe saw it a little bit, but it wasn't as exaggerated as it was. I think that was the first tweak. Here is Miguel Santos. That one off the end of the bat, and now Hertzler's got to make a play, and he throws it away. Tom Poole's going to score, and Miguel Santos is going to go to 3rd. What a break for the Patriots, and it's 2-0.
On a night where runs are at a premium, you got 2 guys on the mound that have just been special in Ryan Johnson and Cole Hertzler. This is big. And this is where the damage has been done tonight so far. Poole and Miggy in the 3-4 spot. Just soft off the bat right here. Here's some ball luck. Hertzler couldn't find it. And when he does, that right there got Tom Poole off and running.
Yeah, an instance where he tried to make the superhero play and ends up shooting himself in the foot.
How about that? Tom scores 1st to 3rd on a double in the 1st. He scores 1st to 3rd on a ball that didn't get out of the infield.
On a ball that went 60 foot 6 inches. It's 2-0, and Ethan Mann got a chance here, and a runner at 3rd here. Nobody out. That is the 4th error of the season for Hertzler. It's been an issue. As Mann, a little jam job, that'll bloop in there for a base hit. And it's 3-0 DBU.
Well, you're living right now. The way you've scored these 2 runs here in the 4th. Yeah, the throwing error, which for Hertzler probably feels like maybe you should have 1 out, runner at 2nd base. And here, Mann just in on the hands, and with that infield drawn in, just sneaks it right over the top of Marsh. Base hit. Ethan Mann's 45th RBI. Didn't hit it hard, just 63 miles per hour. Gets the job done. And Scott Jackson's out of the dugout. There's not a whole lot to complain about what Hertzler's done tonight. He has been brilliant. It's just run into some unfortunate luck here in the 4th.
Yeah, Scott Jackson, the head coach, a former pitching coach, and so every now and then he'll come out and make the mound visits. Normally that's a job that goes to Tyler Robinson, the pitching coach. But Jackson, I think you're right. There's not a whole lot to change. I think if you're Hertzler, it's just probably more of a, hey, let's just calm down a little bit. You walked a guy and then 2 soft base hits, or not even base hits. 1 was a ground ball back to you.
Yeah, you can just
that's what got you.
Scott Jackson just kind of clapping his hands. You can tell, yeah, that probably was the message. A guy who's a longtime pitching coach. He was at North Carolina for 8 years, part of a team that went to the College World Series in 11. He was at Liberty for 1 season before going to Carolina. Was pitching coach at UNC Wilmington. He does it all. You know, he coaches third base as well, so he's got his hands in a little bit of everything.
Here's Grant J. Grant, first strikeout victim of Hertzler. Hertzler's got 4 strikeouts. He struck out all 3 that he faced in the second, and then he got Michael DeTalo in the third inning. Throw over to first base there to check on Hertzler. Reagan had mentioned the struggles that Hertzler had over the last 3 outings. That was on the road at Western Kentucky as well as Samford. And then at home against FIU, an ERA nearly at 9. Change of pace and a swing and a miss by Grant J. So as he came in today, the overall numbers were 5-5 with a 4.87 ERA. Before this stretch of the last 3 games, he was 5-3 with a 2.70 ERA. Close to the outside corner there at 1-2. Just hasn't had the year that he necessarily expected to have. His first in the rotation. As he gets a swing and a miss, strike 3, the ball will kick away. And Ethan Mann will go to second. Grant J will take off, but he was not going to have the opportunity to advance to first since it was occupied. It is a wild pitch that gets Mann to second base, and there's only one away.
That slider again to Grant here. It's giving him fits. Looks like the fastball then just breaks away. That almost had the break of a curveball right there. You talk about those numbers of Hertzler. He had 5 straight quality starts of 6 innings, 3 runs or less. So you talk about that ERA that was pretty minuscule. I mean, he was in his zone. I think we're seeing a lot of that, probably what they saw earlier this year, what he's flashing tonight. Don't look at those 3 runs. He's been outstanding.
Yeah, of those 3 runs right now, only one of them earned. Hefner can't hold up. 0-2. Yeah, Hertzler's best outing, he had a 10 strikeout performance against Jacksonville State. We've seen how pesky that offense can be. At least in this ballpark. It hadn't really been the case anywhere else, but Gamecocks were quite the opponent last week as Hefner's gone swinging. As Hertzler's off-speed stuff has been just as nasty as Ryan Johnson's has been.
Boy, breaking ball there. Just falls off the table. Back-to-back strikeouts, yeah, after the first 3 reach. 5 punch, well, there's 6 punch-outs for Hertzler.
So already topped what he did last week. He had 5 strikeouts in 5 innings against FIU. Gave up 6 runs, 5 of them earned last week. Only loss that the Flames had against the Panthers. The opening game loss, they came back to win the series. 1-0 to Pendergast, who struck out his first and only time up. Chest off the plate outside. Corners are not given. Here from Mike Matza so far today. Not saying that ball was on the corner, but it was close.
Well, he mixes so well. I mean, 94, 95 fastball, hammer curveball, and a pretty good wipeout slider.
Two-one pitch. That's up and in. Yeah, the old adage, I guess, if you've got 2 breaking balls, one of them's not very good. I don't think that's the case with Hertzler. He looks like he's got a couple of them that he can pull out at any time. I think it was Wally Backman I heard say that. He said that in a little bit more colorful language than I just did. Grounder to third. That's a fair ball. Throw to first is dug out nicely by John Simmons. And the inning comes to an end. Cliff Pennington's looking out towards home as if he doesn't believe that ball was fair. Umpires rule that it is. It's 3-0. We're going to the 5th.
Back in Dallas, Horner Ballpark, Patriots on top 3-0. Well, D1 Baseball just put out their top prospects at each position this week. And here's a look at the guys in Dallas this weekend and between DBU and Liberty. How about this? The elite talent that's here. Ryan Johnson's atop that list, the 5th best starting pitcher prospect in the country. You see Grant Jay, the number 5 catcher, so what a battery right there between those two. How about the second baseman you're seeing here this weekend in Miggy and Sweat?
Santos and Sweat back-to-back. They're 24 and 25. Ethan Mann, Jaron DeBerry, the final 2 Patriots on that list. Of course, that's just one publication's opinion, but kind of confirming what we've known about a handful of these players.
It's Tanner Marsh. It's 9-1-2 for Liberty. True freshman. Got some youth on this team. Marsh, starting shortstop out of Asheboro, North Carolina. Takes high. Got Kepley in the on-deck circles, a sophomore. Braden Horton, a sophomore. John Simmons, a sophomore. McCaden Dye is a freshman. So in this lineup, chock full of underclassmen. It's 2-2. To Marsh, who singled his first time up. 2-strike offering is on the corner. 7 punch-outs for Johnson now. Kane Kepley's coming up.
I believe that's the cutter, as that's at 87, dots the outside edge, and that appears to be his primary fastball right now.
Kane Kepley now. Kepley was on that list as well. Talented outfielder. In fact, Baseball America recently rated him as a possible 3rd-round pick in next year's Major League Draft. You watch his strike 1. Leadoff hitter. Top on-base percentage in the conference, and he grounds this one into the turf. Santos retires him, and it's 2 gone in the 5th. Bring Aiden Sweat to the plate. Ryan Johnson tonight, 4 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. He struck out 7. Maybe you could say he hasn't had his best stuff. It's been a lot more off speed, but boy, the 0 on the board right now looks pretty good. That's what you're really looking at.
It seems like the breaking ball's got better. The first inning, it wasn't a very good breaking ball. And I guess we could say, oh, he doesn't have his best stuff. Right now, it seems like he doesn't have one pitch, and that's the fastball. Everything else he's throwing right now, and you can see how he's keeping these Liberty hitters off balance.
Now he's gone 0-2. Aiden Sweat at 0-2. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's popped up. 2-strike delivery, grounded up the middle. Santos got it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Ryan Johnson, 5 shutout tonight. We are on our way to the home half of the 5th. We've reached the midway point. Pats up 3-0. We've reached the midway point here at Horner Ballpark on this beautiful Friday night in Dallas. Patriots have got a 3-0 lead. Here's a look at how we've got here, and it has been a whole lot of Friday night ace pitching from Ryan Johnson and Cole Hertzler in the early goal.
Yeah, both of these guys have got the strikeout stuff going. 7 for RJ, now at 299 in his career. Hertzler has got 6 strikeouts. There's the first run that he gave up, a double with 2 outs by Miguel Santos. He gives up a couple of runs in the 4th, including 1 unearned run. There's the bloop single from Ethan Mann. So even though he's given up the 3 runs, Hertzler's pitched very well. And the Patriots are going to try and extend this lead. Can never get too many insurance runs.
Nathan Humphries will do the swinging for DBU. They start off with the number 9 hitter, and Humphries, who laced one right to the shortstop on the first pitch he saw in the 3rd on a line, well over 100 miles per hour. He's up at 2-0. Junior center fielder from Midlothian, grew up nearby. Hertzler's 2-0 misses. Hump had the 3-hit day on Saturday against Jack State. He doubled, he homered. But he's just 4 for his last 25. He walks here, leadoff walk. Patriots have got man on, and Nate Humphries. Patriots might test the arm of McCadden Dye. He's only thrown out 17%, and Humphries can motor.
And saying that he's thrown out 17% almost doesn't do it justice, because he has thrown out 13 batters. He is, or 13 runners. He's 13 of 75. That is a massive number of attempted steals behind the dish.
Michael DeTalo watches low for a ball. And we saw Jacksonville State last weekend, Bear Madliak. We thought the number for him was high. It came in 61 stolen bases against. Well, this isn't even close.
Yeah.
The number of base runners against Dye. This one's hit on the nose, but might be a pair. Marsh, Sweat, and Simmons turn the double play. 104 miles per hour off the bat of DeTalo. Nothing to show for it instead of just a twin killing here.
Yeah, unfortunately, that has been the kryptonite for Michael DeTalo. He leads the team by far in that category, as that is his 8th double play to ground into. Hit it hard, but right at the shortstop Marsh, and it turned out to be a pretty routine double play.
Now it's Chayton Krause's turn, 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out twice, both of the left side, once to third, once to shortstop. They put 3 on the left side of the infield. Against Krause, you see the 51 RBIs for Chayton. 5th most in Conference USA. Everybody's chasing Keith Jones in New Mexico State in that department. 67 for Jones, who very well might be your player of the year in the league. Leader in home runs, RBIs, and only behind Cole McConnell in average. 3-0s there for a strike. I would think Krause very well could be in the running for a newcomer of the year.
For sure.
Always the transfers, but you look at a newcomer of the year, and he has been one of the top transfers in the league. It's 3-1, skies at foul.
Leads you in RBIs, second in home runs, towards the top in average. Maybe the best defensive first baseman, not just in the conference, but the country.
3-2 pitch in the air, center field. Kepley going back, still going, jumping at the wall. Oh, and he got it. He hauled it in. Kane Kepley reaches up and makes a home run saving snag. Well, that ball got up. There's very little wind to speak of tonight. Hammered to center. Kepley with the catch keeps it in the yard. Going to the 6th, 3-0 pass. 3-0 DBU here on this overcast Friday night in Dallas. Patriots and Flames in game 1 of a 3-game series. Brian Johnson back on the mound as he will go to work here against Liberty's heart of the order. Braden Horton, John Simmons, and McCadden Dye. He's sitting on 299 career strikeouts and also 1 strikeout away from passing Dominic Hamill for the single season strikeout record. Ripped foul down the right field line. Brian Johnson, who arrived 3 years ago, grew up in nearby Red Oak. His father pitched at DBU, his brother MD, also a legend here at DBU. And now he's gone 0-2 to Braden Horton. 136 strikeouts for RJ. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and there it is. Strikeout 137 this year for Ryan Johnson. He is the new single season strikeout king in DBU baseball history. And hello, 300 career strikeouts for RJ.
RJ, welcome to the 300 club. You're the only one here.
It's a lonely place.
Yeah. What a phenomenal performance all season long, and hopefully just getting started.
Well, that was quick work of Horton. 300 strikeouts in not quite 3 full seasons. It's John Simmons at the plate now. Trying to go 6 shutout tonight. Simmons fouls it away. Long run here for Hefner. The third baseman, DeTalo, was on the right side here against the lefty and Simmons.
I'm not sure this counts correct. I thought that first pitch was a strike. I thought it was 0-2.
I did too. Let's see here, Simmons, he is at 2 strikes. This is on the ground. DeTalo. That'll go down as a 5-3 putout with Dottie on the right side. There's 2 gone. 7 in a row that RJ's retired since he gave up the single to Noah Rabin in the 4th. McCadden Dye now at the plate.
Connor Benj has been throwing for the Patriots. RJ's at 91 pitches. Probably think this is it for him.
Fly ball into center field. Humphries is there. Now coming in, and it is 6 shutout tonight for Johnson. He's the single-season strikeout record holder, 300 career strikeouts, and there it was right there. Johnson's name in the history books. One of the best in DBU history, one of the best in the country right there, number 18. Here's a look at Ryan Johnson's brother, MD. 110 strikeouts for MD Johnson in 2019. His final season, Jordan Martins had 115 that year. He's third all-time in a single season. Dominic Hamill just passed by Ryan Johnson. Dom's memorable 2021 campaign, 136 strikeouts for a Patriots team that went to the Super Regionals. And there it is, 137 for Ryan Johnson, now the leader in DBU baseball history in single-season strikeouts.
Yeah, surpassing Dom Hamill, who's got a chance to break into the big leagues soon, the way that he's been throwing. And I think RJ having his final conversation of the night with Cale Johnson, as he's most likely done. And great way to go out. 300 strikeouts for RJ. Now rest up, because you got short rest next week, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Then the conference tournament begins on Wednesday the week after.
You know, RJ's start tonight, so out of character for him. He walks the leadoff man, hits the second batter. You're thinking, oh my, what's he got himself into? Is this first pitch to Tom Poole, belted right field. Ballpark's going to hold it. That is hauled in. But RJ, in typical RJ fashion, just buckled down. Retired the next 3 to get out of it. A couple of strikeouts, and he was rolling ever since.
When we think about that, I always think of his performance at the time. It was his best of his career against Charlotte last year, and he gives up a 2-run home run in the first inning, then retires the next 20 to end his day.
Gutty performance that night from Johnson. That has just been his MO. He will battle you tooth and nail. And he'll hand the baseball tomorrow to a guy in Jaron DeBerry. We saw Jaron on that list, the top prospects. He has climbed the rankings there. He was, I think, around 140 6 weeks ago, as this has popped up off the bat of Santos, going to be hauled in. DeBerry's all the way up to 70. And Jaron's a guy much like RJ that, talk about a guy that's a warrior on the mound that's going to battle you. That's Jaron DeBerry. You'll see that tomorrow.
And he has taken some big strides moving forward from last season to this year. You love having him in that number 2 role in the rotation.
First things first, though, this Patriots offense got to find a way to keep putting the pressure on. They've played 4 straight one-run games, and this is where games of all of a sudden, opponents have kind of crept their way back in. 3-0 lead. Ethan Mann's at the plate here against Hertzler, who fires that pitch there for a strike. 77 pitches tonight for Hertzler, who grew up just about an hour northwest of Philadelphia in Bartow, Pennsylvania. And Mann to left field and deep. But this will be tracked by the left fielder in Horton, and he's got it. And DBU down 1-2-3. Well, Hertzler, 6 strong innings tonight for the junior right-hander. He's given up 3 runs. We're going to the 7th, and it's 3-0 DBU.
It is the end of the line for Ryan Johnson, and he will leave with the Patriots having a 3-0 lead as we make our way to the 7th. RJ, 6 shutout as he goes with just giving up 3 hits, 2 of those infield base hits, a 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, 92 pitches. He's in line for his 9th win of the season, and he is turning over duties on the mound to Connor Benj.
Yeah, sophomore transfer from LSU Eunice. And Connor Benj, numbers there at .519 ERA, averaging more than a strikeout per inning. 30 punch-outs, 26 Ks. The walks at times have been an issue, but when he's in the zone, he's electric. Fastball, mid-90s, curveball, and a short slider from Benj tonight.
Benj will take over for Ryan Johnson. And there have been times this season where you see an offense that struggles against RJ, or at times even Jaron DeBerry, and then once the Patriots go to the pin, you see a different offense. And so Connor Benj has stuff that can be electric, and you're hoping that that's what you're going to get here this evening. As he threw a couple of times last weekend against Jacksonville State. He went 2 2/3 on Sunday. Gave up 4 runs in 3 innings over the course of 2 outings. Did Connor Binge on over the weekend. There's the first pitch to Noah Rabin. It is in tight for ball 1. Rabin had one of those infield singles. That was back in the 4th inning. He was stranded at first base. Good looking breaking ball. The slider from Connor Binge, and the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike. An infield hit from Rabin, an infield hit from Tanner Marsh, the only ball that's left the infield for a base hit. McCadden Dye singled to right in the 4th. But Binge has Rabin down at 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Grounded right at Luke Kiefner. Plays the turf perfectly, fires to first base for out number 1. So Liberty right now winning 3 in a row. They have not gotten their record above 500 since early on in the year. They got really close. They got to 15-15 after a 7-1 start to Conference USA. And a team that was picked to finish second started to look like that team once they got to conference. But since that start, there's just 7-11, 4-6 in conference play. Or to come back down to earth as Hudson swings through that change of pace, and it's 0-2.
Where this team has really struggled too has been on the road. They're 1-7 on their last road trip. They're 6-15 away from home.
And Binge splits the plate in half with a 95-mile-an-hour heater for his first strikeout.
Well, this is where Connors is best. Fastball up, great velo, 95, and if he can start getting into a rhythm, and you know pretty quick, if Connors' command teeters, he's got to fight through that, but when he's on, he seems to build off the momentum.
Here's Cameron Foster, and right now, Connor Binge is filling up the strike zone. He threw his first pitch out of the zone. His next 7 have been strikes until this broadcaster brings it up, and the count's now at 1-1. Liberty trying to get back to the NCAA tournament. It would be the 4th time in the last 5 tournaments. Foster fouls this one into the mitt of Grant J. They had 3 straight. Of course, there was not one in 2020, so in 2019, 2021, and then 22, they were a regional participant, all under Scott Jackson, and then they did not make it last year, their final year in the A-Sun. 1-2 from Connor Binge, got him to fly into shallow right center. Miggy's going out, and he's got it, and the inning's over. Binge goes 1-2-3 and gets us to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time in Dallas. 3-0 Patriots. $3-0 DBU. As we go to the bottom of inning number 7. Patriots with an RPI at number 20. That's second in the state of Texas. Still in that hosting range. Texas A&M, the number 1 RPI in the country, but DBU ahead of some college baseball blue bloods there.
You know, A&M will be a host, a national seed without a doubt. But you got 3 intriguing storylines there. I think at TCU, Texas Tech, and Texas. All 3 teams you could say are on the bubble. Even TCU with the 29 RPI. I mean, you're looking at a team right now that's I think 8th or 9th in the Big 12. They've got to finish strong. Texas is getting hot, but an RPI at 51. But again, it's Texas, so they got a. I saw that. I think D1 Baseball had them as pegged as a 2 seed. So if they're close, they're going to be in. But DBU is also an intriguing story at that 20 spot. Don't have many chances with the RPI games left. I mean, every opponent now well outside the top 100.
Yeah, and we're meaning hosting.
Yes,
that's what we're talking
Absolutely.
about. Now, if you end up losing a couple of series and don't do well in the tournament, then all bets are off. But as Grant Jay's got the 3-0 count here, swinging away and skies it to center. Just got underneath this one. As Kepley's got it for the first out of the inning. It'll take probably a pretty solid run, not just to end the regular season, and I think definitely to win 2 series, at worst probably 5-1, and then a good run in the conference tournament. Then you probably finish at worst tied for first in the regular season. Maybe you win a conference tournament, and then you make that argument of, yeah, you should be one of the hosts.
Where I think DBU's got a strong case if they can hang around there, and as you talk about what they need to do. It's a team that is 6-0 against top 25 RPI. Against top 50, 9-5 overall against top 50 RPI. You've got 12 wins over top 100 teams. So you've got a pretty good resume there.
It's just really a stretch of baseball that hurts you. About a 3.5 week stretch. Ball in 2 strikes here to Hefner, and he is gone swinging. As Hertzler, he is dialed in. That's his 7th strikeout, but he's only allowed 2 base hits. So this Patriot offense has been stifled, and they're lucky to have that 3-0 lead.
He's gotten Luke 3 times tonight, and the first was on a fastball elevated. The last 2 have been on that slider that's just dives down and in to Luke from the left side.
Alex Pendergast nearly took out Cliff Pennington. I think that was fake hustle from Cliff. I don't think he wanted to grab that baseball. He reached out like he was going to, but that would have been a bad decision, coach.
Need that guy down the stretch.
He's staring in at Pendergast. There's never a time you don't see Ethan Mann dancing. Look at him. Look at him go. I mean, him, Connor McKay, and Nick Wilson, I think those might be the 3 biggest culprits. AP trying to get something going here in the 7th. Ball in 2 strikes. Just the 2 hits again for DBU. Miguel Santos, an RBI double. Ethan Mann, a jam job single.
That was the last hit.
Pendergast in the air to left. That's deep. Down the line. AP, watch it fly. Seventh of the season for Pendergast. And the lead is extended now to 4-0.
Well, that comes in a big spot. Your offense has gone quiet. Yeah, you've got a 3-run lead and 6 outs to get, but boy, a team that has struggled to get insurance runs the last week in these four straight 1-run ball games, and this is big. Well, that's a fastball well above the letters that he goes and gets. Just down the line, a big home run right there for AP.
He hit it at 104 miles an hour and was even underneath that a little bit. It only traveled 380 at a ball he hit 104 miles an hour, but that was a towering fly ball to left. So Humphreys is quickly down at 0-2. So the Patriots, their 87th home run of the year. 7th of the season for Pendergast, now 24 RBIs, as coming right back and getting Humphreys on 3 pitches is Cole Hertzler, and that'll end the inning. But the Patriots do add a run. Alex Pendergast with his 7th home run of the season, and it's 4-0. "4-0 Patriots" on our way to the 8th inning. Sun's still setting. As we take a look at our game summary, DBU with that 4-0 lead on just 3 base hits. Alex Pendergast, the most recent with the home run. Miguel Santos had his RBI double. Ryan Johnson becomes DBU's first pitcher to reach 300. 4-0 lead. That last run felt pretty large. As Tanner Marshall lead things off against Connor Bench.
Bench looked great, too, in the 7th. You get that insurance run, the home run by Pendergast, and what you want to see from Connor is exactly what you saw in the 7th. He's been really good one time through the order, and that's really what you need for him right here. If he can give you the 8th and the 9th, shut down and really preserve your bullpen for tomorrow for what, don't know yet, but could be a doubleheader.
decent possibility with the weather expected on Sunday. Can't afford to lose games this late in the year. So if there is any doubt, we could get pushed to 2 of them tomorrow. 2-1 for a strike, 2-2 to Tanner Marsh, who had one of the 3 hits against Ryan Johnson. He was actually the first to reach by way of a base hit. That was back in the 3rd inning, an infield single. Grounder to third. Natalo's got it and throws a strike to first base. 4 up and 4 down for Connor Bench. As here's the top of the order, Kane Kepley, who's 0 for 2. He reached to lead off the game against Ryan Johnson, that 5-pitch walk. Kepley, the leading hitter on this club. Salisbury, North Carolina is his hometown. On his longest hit streak of the season at 6 games. A .346 hitter from the left side takes a strike. Went 2 for 4 against Virginia Tech. As Liberty lost game 1 to FIU, won the final 2 Saturday, Sunday, and then got the Tuesday win over the Hokies. 1-2 for Bench. The pitch is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's facing Kepley, all freshman team last year in the Atlantic Sun. He hit .310 for the Flames in his rookie season. This one foul. Look out.
Another good crowd tonight.
Really good crowd.
I always wonder, this graduation week, school's out, but 3,000 shy of setting a new single-season attendance record. I think you'll break that this weekend.
In the air, left side. Drifting towards foul territory. And it's out of play, and Luke Hefner took a shot. That's the 2nd time we have seen a Patriot infielder run into a padded wall, and Luke maybe a little bit hobbled right now.
Love his effort. Just always sells out. But you can see where that left knee, possibly.
I'm hoping that the spikes didn't catch the very bottom of the.
That's not padded, I don't
of the
believe.
padding, yeah. He gives the thumbs up, but his
Tough
face
kid.
may be telling you a different story. He's got to be a tough kid.
He's a Hefner.
He's the oldest of 5 boys.
He's gone back to that old school look, too. No arm sleeve, no batting gloves.
3-2 now to Kane Kepley.
But Dan's team's just, they seem to hit another gear when it gets to be May.
You're open for here. He doesn't look right. This one popped up. Yeah, he's hobbling around right now. There's 2 away.
That's an elite shortstop. One of the best defensive shortstops in the country. You need him the rest of the way. There's no doubt about it. We talked about Nate Humphreys tonight, about the run-saving plays he made on Tuesday. Luke's that at shortstop. You want to build a good team, you build it up the middle, and you've got that in a guy like Luke Hefner, at shortstop.
Oh, Bench trying to get Aiden Sweat. He grounds this one foul, 0-1. Sweat was hit in the first. He popped up and grounded out in his last 2 at-bats. It has been 13 consecutive retired by Ryan Johnson and now Connor Bench. There has not been a base runner since the infield single from Noah Rabin with 1 out in the 4th inning. Got 2 outs in the top of the 8th here. Ball and a strike. 5 base runners total today for Liberty. Here's the 1-1. It's low. 2 balls and a strike. Patriots Hornets coming off their 4th walk-off win of the season, hoping that's not a 5th that's in order tonight. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tom Poole, the 2nd walk-off home run of the year, joining Luke Hefner. Both of those coming on a Tuesday night. And then the weekend walk-offs, opening weekend against SEMO, Chayton Krause, and then Miguel Santos had one against A&M Corpus. 3-2 now to Aiden Sweat. With Braden Horton in the on-deck circle. Binge at 30 pitches. Payoff pitch, he walked the ball 4. So just could not put away the Flames second baseman until Braden Horton will come up.
Well, to beat Liberty, you really got to take care of the top of the order, and that's what they've done tonight. Aside from Kepley and Sweat in that first thing where they were walked and hit by a pitch, you've kept them off base every time up until Sweat just got that walk. But that's what stirs this offense. 1, 2, 3. Those are the top 3 hitters in this order.
Braden Horton twisted up. Ball's called a strike at 0-1. Now here is your biggest power threat in Horton. He's got 10 of the Flames' 60 home runs this season. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 3 guys on the roster that qualify in terms of at-bats. Reagan mentions the top 3 in the order. It's Kepley, Sweat, and then Horton. And this one's going to get by Grant J, a wild pitch. And that will send Sweat motoring to second base. So the free base to get him to first, another one to get him to second base. Well, you'd hate to give away a run that would feel like you'd gifted it here. Got a chance to take a shutout to the 9th. This ball's hit well the other way. This is going to be a tough play for Ethan Mann. He is looking up, and there's the 11th home run of the year for Braden Horton. And the Flames, with 1 swing, have changed the complexion. Horton cuts the lead in half. It's now 4-2 in the 8th.
A 2-out walk comes back to haunt you. Opposite field blast by Horton, team leader in that department. And on a pretty still night at the ballpark, just gets that over the wall and left. It looked like Ethan might have a play off the wall right there. Maybe a run-scoring double.
Now John Simmons, and he tries to get one past Santos. Miggy knocks it down, but no play. And the tying run all of a sudden is coming to the plate.
Well, that home run's large now from AP, but this has been what we've seen the last 4 games. Late innings, this bullpen is unraveled a little bit where all of a sudden opponent starts creeping back in. Here comes Kel Johnson. O'Connor Benj was so good. First 5, it was 5 up, 5 down, then the walk to Sweat on a 3-2 pitch, and one pitch kind of changes the complexion. The walk, now the home run, and then the single.
There's Connor McKay, who I guess at this point you could call the DBU closer.
You didn't want to have to use him tonight. I mean, you were set up to be able to.
Said the same thing Tuesday. You didn't want to have to use him.
You didn't want to have to use him Tuesday, and sure enough, you did. And that was after Connor had 2 appearances the same day against Jacksonville State. So a little bit of a tax storm. It's good to have the 2-day break for him, but we weren't expecting to having to get him up right now.
Well, here's McCadden Dye. A 7-game hit streak that he extended with a single back in the 4th inning. The average is at 293. He has been incredibly hot over this 7-game hit streak. It's the 3rd time he's got a hit in at least 6 straight. His season high is 9. He's now sitting at 7 in a row. 0-1, swing and a miss. Jay fakes the throw back to first, and now Binge after the conference. A pitch away from guaranteeing at least a 2-run lead for DBU in the 9th. One strikeout tonight for Binge. And he gets a soft ground ball out to second. Santos has got it, goes to first, and the side is retired. Well, Liberty has made it a ball game. A 2-run home run from Braden Horton. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. This swing makes it 4-2. Our score. Liberty a 2-run home run on the top of the 8th. Cut that lead in half. As DBU will come up to try and extend the lead once again in the bottom of the 8th, and it will be a new pitcher for the first time is Cole Hertzler. Outstanding work out of in the start. He ends up going 7 innings, 3 earned runs, 4 runs total. He struck out 8, throws 94 pitches. And to face Tatalo, Kraus, and Poole, it is a righty on the mound, and Trey Carter.
At Carter, 5.40 ERA. This is his 14th appearance of the season, 16 2/3 innings. And, walks and strikeouts are even at 12 apiece. See out of Martinsville, Virginia, you're going to see primarily fastball, curveball here, 2-pitch mix. But it is, you talk about fastball, this guy's going to light it up. He's about 94 to 97, and then a firm curveball shape with that breaking ball. But he is electric with the heater. It is primarily fastball, so buckle in.
Trey Carter is ready to go against Michael Tatalo, top of the order. First pitch, there is that fastball, and just a nice and easy 97 on the gun for ball 1. Carter has not been used much over the last month. 98 on the gun this time at 1-1. He has got 1 appearance going back to April the 13th. That was against Samford on April 27th. He went at 2/3 of an inning. Tatalo takes a heater just off the plate. 97, then 98, and then 97 once again. A guy they used a ton the first part of the season. Hoping to have a big weapon back into the fold. Dottie's up at 2-1. Grounds this one into the turf. Backhanded play by Marsh. That's a nice pickup there by the shortstop, Marsh, who's got 19 errors, but he's looked smooth tonight.
He has. He's a young freshman, talented kid. We've seen that defense on display. But good chance that 16-game hit streak thing comes to an end tonight for Tatalo. 0 for 4.
3 ground balls to Tanner Marsh. One of those a double play ball. Well, here's Kraus. He's had a 20-game hit streak this year. He currently has an 8-gamer that he's trying to extend. He's 0 for 3. There's the fastball, 97 miles an hour, strike 1. Chayton went 1 for 5 on Tuesday against UTA. Did have an RBI. As he awaits the 0-1. Just misses. Now 1 ball and 1 strike here to Kraus, whose average is at 328. Been a little bit of a home run slide for Chayton. Still has 12 on the year. He bounces this one to shortstop. Marsh has got it. Another long throw and another nifty play. So 2 down as Marsh busy here in the 8th.
It's a long throw deep in the hole right there, but stays back on it. Gets the kind hop right here. Able to plant, make that throw from a shallow left.
Now Tom Poole with 2 away. Tom no hit today, but he has been on twice, a couple of walks. He has scored 2 of the Patriots' 4 runs. Overshift on here against Poole. As the first pitch from Carter misses outside. One update in Ruston. They are in the top of the 9th right now, and Western Kentucky's got a 7-5 lead over Louisiana Tech. So a chance for Western Kentucky to move 2 games up on Louisiana Tech, and if DBU can hold and if Western Kentucky holds, it would be the Patriots alone in 2nd and still a game back of the Hilltoppers. Poole takes a nasty looking breaking ball. 2-1. But a lot to take care of here before we're too concerned. with what's going on across the conference. As Poole sharply hits this one into right field. They had 3 on the right side of the infield. He hits it right over him. And Tom continues the hot streak. Here's a knock with 2 outs, and here comes Miggy.
Oh, you're loving the approach. He's been on base 3 times tonight, 2 walks. He has the single here. Well, obviously you've seen his power numbers are surging right now, but maybe sparking a 2-out rally here. That's where the Patriots have found some success. And they go back to that first inning. It started with a 2-out walk when Miggy came up and had the double down the line.
2-out walk, and then Santos's double got the scoring started. Miggy, first ball swinging here. It's going to be a tough play at short. A great play to get to the baseball, but then the ball's thrown away. Tom's going to go to third. He has got his eye on the right fielder, and the ball is fumbled and right. Santos to third base, and the Patriots steal a run. Aggression on the base paths, and the Patriots have a 5-2 lead.
Well, there's that 2-out rally, and again, it's the error that hurts Liberty. They had an error that led to a run in the 4th, and then this will go as a hit, and then the throwing error on Marsh, who's been brilliant tonight at short, but that's just, it's an ill-advised throw. There's no way he's going to get Miggy. That's one that, whether he bluffs the throw, and then you see the miscue right there. Rabin, that may be 2 errors because Penny was not going to send him. Rabin fumbled that baseball, and then Penny sends him.
Man, first ball swinging, flies it into right center field. Rabin had some trouble finding it. Now he does and grabs the baseball, and the inning will come to an end. It is 2 errors on that play that extends the Patriots' lead to 5-2. We are going to the 9th. Here comes Connor Mackay in a 3-run Patriot lead.
Now, Connor Mackay has made his way to the mound on a gorgeous night. Look at the sunset here in Dallas at twilight. And a 5-2 Patriot lead after that insurance run there in the 8th. Connor Mackay leads the team in saves. Out of the bullpen in relief of Connor Bench tonight. Bench trying to get that hold after Ryan Johnson puts himself in line for the win. Connor tonight, 2 innings, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 1, 39 pitches, and now it's Mackay's turn.
Connor Mackay has turned into this Patriot closer. He's had a lot of chances over the last couple of weeks. 3-1 with the .235 ERA. 5 saves now on the year for the 5th-year redshirt senior. Shawnee, Kansas. He has got the fastball curveball mix. He's got a 3-run lead to try and secure game number 1.
Well, he's going to see 6, 7, and 8 coming up for Liberty here in the top of the 9th. That's Noah Rabin, Todd Hudson, and Cam Foster. Pat's trying to take game 1, make Ryan Johnson the winner tonight. And for RJ, we talk about the strikeout numbers and the single season record, 300 career strikeouts for RJ. It's also important to note Ryan Johnson tonight with a win would be his 20th career win, just the fifth pitcher in DBU Baseball's Division I era to have 20 career wins. His brother MD is the all-time leader with 29. First things first, to get us to that victory, it's Connor Mackay, and his first pitch is in there for a strike to Noah Rabin. Grad student transfer from USC Upstate. He's got a 5-game hit streak now after that single in the 4th outside. One. Skips in 2-1. Got a pinch hitter that's in the on-deck circle. And Brian McClellan.
Brian McClellan stepping in, and you're glad you got that extra one, but you don't want to start by giving away a base here to begin the top of the 9th.
2-1 pitch, high heat, 93. Now at 2-2.
Yeah, up in the zone right there. It's a really good pitch for Connor. That curveball now becomes a really interesting pitch.
See what he has in mind, the 2-2. There it is, on the corner, strike 3. That is a dangerous pitch, and Mackay lands it for the first out of the 9th.
Almost to the point where if you're not looking for it, you're thinking you're getting a fastball, what are you going to do? And obviously, Rabin thought it was off the plate, but it's a great pitch there with 2 strikes from Mackay.
So here's Brian McClellan.
Pitch hitting number 30, Brian McClellan.
Well, say this, Scott Jackson knows his scouting report because Connor Mackay has the reverse splits. You may wonder why a right-hander here as opposed to Hudson, the lefty. Left-handers against Mackay are 3 for 36. Right-handers almost hit 400, 370. It is night and day. Strike 1 to McClellan. .259 average here for McClellan as he takes high. He's a junior out of Vacaville, California. Had a 2-hit game against Virginia Tech on Wednesday that snapped an 0 for 16 slide. 1-1, just down and away.
Yeah, I think that's the right call, just low. But after you just saw one land for a strike, that's tough to take. It's a good take if you're McClellan.
Came to Liberty from San Joaquin Delta College in his home state of California. And now he's at 2-2. In fact, McClellan started his college career at Cal Berkeley. Played just a few games as a freshman, 12 starts, then transferred junior college level, first year at Liberty, and finds himself at the plate here in the 9th in a 2-2 count against Mackay. Here's the pitch, foul back. Mackay gunning for his 6th save. He had 2 last weekend against Jack State. Set in his last 7 2/3 innings, he's given up just 1 run. Strike 3. 2 up, 2 down. Mackay has a great feel for that curveball, and he's rolling right now. 1 out to get.
Well, neither hitter likes the call on the curveball. I think that one's really hard to argue. Didn't mean to go super country on you there, argue.
What's shaking at the Dairy Queen tonight, Brendan?
We'll find out. Go on back home and see.
2 out. Here's Cam Foster. There's a fastball outside.
He's making a great point, man.
Trying to win a game in the 9th with 2 outs.
Sorry. I'll stand down.
Cameron Foster's 0 for 3. There's a strike at 1-1.
I'm going to show a little composure. That's what I'm going to do.
There you go. Pat's trying to take game 1. Got a 3-run lead, Mackay. Trying to go 1-2-3. Strike out the side. Ground ball hit softly up the middle. Hefner's got it. Game 1 goes the way of the Pats. 5-2 win tonight. Mackay gets his 6th save. Ryan Johnson gets his 20th career win. He joins the 300 strikeout club. He's the first man in that elite club, and he's the single season strikeout holder. Pats get a big home run from Alex Pendergast tonight en route to the win as DBU takes game 1 5-2 over the Flames.
Yeah, we're gonna have a chance to talk to 2 different guys tonight. Obviously RJ setting the record, but Miguel Santos got the scoring started with a double. He was also involved in 2 key plays on the bases, so we'll get his perspective as well. And Stan Hefner's going over there to take the headset, but nice win for DBU. Get this thing started right. Love a sweep here on senior weekend, the final weekend at Horner.
Patriots head coach Dan Hefner joins us now. 5-2 win tonight. Dan, will start with pitching. Ryan Johnson sets the single season record for strikeouts. He gets his 300th career strikeout as well. First Patriot pitcher to reach that feat. It started with a walk and a hit batter. He was able to settle in. When you think back on Ryan Johnson's career, what he's accomplished means to this team as you go forward, how can you put that into words?
Yeah, he's been outstanding for us, and ever since he stepped on campus, we knew him really well. We had high expectations for him, and he has met and exceeded every one of them. I'm proud of obviously the accomplishments, but the way he's gone about it. He's as good as anybody in the country, but you're not going to know it watching him in the locker room. He's a phenomenal teammate, incredible worker. He's a Patriot in every way.
A couple of key moments there. You obviously have the double and the home run from Alex Pendergast, but in the 4th and the 8th inning, you guys just put pressure on the defense, and they end up throwing the ball away. When you look at plays like that, are you thinking, oh, hey, we got a little of ball luck, or is that you putting the pressure on the offense and leading to those type of things that are happening?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously you're not banking on anything like that to happen, but when the ball gets put in play, then things can happen like that. So, especially with 2 strikes, that becomes our. We're going to change what our approach is. When we're ahead in the count, we're looking to really do damage and drive the baseball. But when we get to 2, it's just, hey, we want to put pressure on them, and things like that can happen. So, really good pitcher like that, and a day like this when, you got Ryan going and Friday night's going to be a low-scoring game, then those little things really matter.
Well, it's a great way to start the series, and I appreciate the visit, Dan.
Thank you.
DBU head coach Dan Hefner, 5-2 Patriot winners tonight. And we will talk to the man of the hour, Ryan Johnson, as RJ etches his name into DBU baseball history, gets his 20th career win. 137 strikeouts. That's a new single-season record as he passes Dominic Hamill. 300 career strikeouts. RJ, nobody is in that club. It's only you. As congratulations, and take us through your start tonight. And boy, what does this moment mean? I know you're probably not caught up in the accomplishments of just your own what you've done here, but man, it's amazing to think back on what your career, what you've done over the last 3 years.
Yeah, you guessed it right there. Definitely not going to take too much on it. It's at the end of the day, it's a win, and it's a win for the opening the series. So staying focused on tomorrow's game, Sunday's game. We got some game left.
It seemed like you were really battling after that first inning, and by our untrained eyes, it looked like a few more cutters than normal. What did you feel like you had working today as you got to that 2nd through the 6th inning?
Yeah, that's just one of those where you have to grind through. Definitely didn't have the slider that I normally have, so I had to lean on some other pitches, and that's just what you have to practice for. You have to be ready for, and you have to be at your best, not let it get you mentally, just be able to be attacking on all cylinders.
Well, what about Connor McKay? Is you're seeing a guy that's beginning to emerge, kind of that closer role? We've been so dynamic in the starting rotation with yourself, Jaron DeBerry, getting James Ellwanger back now. Luke Pettit's been so strong. The bullpen, what have you seen from your teammate in Connor?
Yeah, it's awesome. He's coming in out of the pen. He's ready to go. He's fired up. The dugout's behind him, and he's executing his pitches. He's making quick work of his opponents, making us really confident when he comes in.
It's senior weekend, and I just want to ask you specifically about one guy, just Jaron DeBerry, who's going to be honored, and he's the guy obviously going to get the baseball tomorrow. What's it been like the last couple of years with Jaron, and what does he mean for you as you guys are in the top 2 of that rotation?
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment for him. I'm so proud of him. He's been able to balance his academics and his baseball. He's just a great competitor, knows the game. I'm able to have great conversations with him on and off the field. He's a great guy, and it's just a huge accomplishment for him.
Oh, congratulations, Ryan. Outstanding work. Congratulations on the 2 records tonight. And, hey, let's go win a series tomorrow.
Let's do it. Thank you.
It's Ryan Johnson. As we'll visit with 2 Patriots tonight. Miguel Santos, a big part of this Patriot offense. It scored the 5-2 victory, but Miggy was such a huge part of the offense. And Santos tonight goes 2 for 4. A double, an RBI. He scored a run, but just seemed to be all over the place tonight. As you take a look at RJ running back out there to his teammates. And Miggy, let's go with you on the offensive side of things tonight. Well, you just were watching your teammate there, RJ.
Sorry you missed that, Miggy.
Dogpiled nearly in the outfield. But take us through the approach. Your first at bat tonight, the double down the right field line. That got the scoring started. Their starter, Cole Hurts, had some great stuff tonight, but you attacked early and got one down the line there to get the scoring started.
Yeah, definitely. I went up there, took the first fastball, and I saw it pretty well, so I told myself to kind of see something deep in case he threw me with an off-speed, but I was going to be on time for the fastball. And luckily I hit it hard and shot it down the line, put it in the right spot for Tom to score,
Yeah, really 2 weird plays because you got Tom to score on one ball you hit back to the mound, another one that was deep in the hole at short. What in your perspective were those plays like? Because all of a sudden you're thinking, hey, I'm just going to leg out something to first, and you got to get going and get over to third base.
I think that's that pressure they see me run down with all that speed,
That's what it is.
We see it.
No, I hit the first one was pretty weird to me because I saw him reach out for us, so I was like, I might have a chance to beat it out, and then I was kind of just looking up, and I saw the ball going down the right field line. And same for the second one. I thought he was going to eat it, but Stone was just telling me to go, so I just took off.
You know, we asked you a few weeks ago about Ryan Johnson on the mound, and tonight he sets a single-season strikeout record. He's got 300 career strikeouts. As you stand there at second base, you've had a great view of just watching him for the last 3 years and what he continues to do. How do you describe what you've seen from RJ?
I mean, he just continues to get better and better. And, I mean, he's up there throwing Frisbees. It's not even fair. I can see it from second base. But he's able to attack with all of his pitches. It makes him really hard to hit. And he gets ahead of a lot of batters. So, that puts whatever your stuff looks like at that point, that's just a challenging at bat regardless.
Miggy, you're the man. We appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Go celebrate with your teammates.
Sir. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. That's Miguel Santos. Patriots win 5-2 to take Game 1 over Liberty. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll put the finishing touches on this one from Horner Ballpark. Back to Horner Ballpark. Patriots winners over the Flames tonight, 5-2. Game 1 belongs to DBU in this 3-game series. Final 2 weekends of the regular season as DBU wins a big one tonight. They stay in the hunt there for the Conference USA regular season title. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith back with you here in the booth. And let's start with RJ. The story tonight, 137 career strikeouts, or single-season strikeouts. That's a new record, 300 for his career. It was a different outing tonight for RJ, but well, what a moment for him to get the record.
We need to go back and see how many times we've started a Friday night postgame with let's start with RJ, because where else would you start? Not his best stuff here tonight, but just competed, and it was RJ showing the type of guy that he is. When you don't have your best stuff, you still go 6 shutout, and you're looking around like, man, what was wrong with him today? Well, he went 6 shutout and just set the single-season strikeout record. Was really impressed with the way that he battled back after that first inning. You could tell that he didn't have the feel for the slider. The fastball itself didn't have as much velocity to it, so he made a switch. It was a lot of the cutter and pitching off of that, and really battled to 8 strikeouts, and that just shows you how impressive he is.
Offensively tonight, runs were at a premium. We thought that might be the case. Cole Hertzler was outstanding. Patriots got some good ball luck, but Alex Pendergast, too, comes through with a big home run there in the late innings.
You know, it was a swing that you needed, because all of a sudden, you look up and it's a 4-2 ball game, and you add another run there on a throwing error. But I thought AP's swing was huge, just to give yourself a little bit of breathing room, and I hope you get to that finish line.
Well, Patriots get Game 1. It's autograph time here at the ballpark as DBU defeats Liberty tonight by a final score of 5-2. So for Brendan Smith and our entire crew, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe saying good night and God bless from Dallas, Texas, where our final score, DBU wins it over Liberty 5-2. All games airing here on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.